Everybody, welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Hard to believe we are now into a new season, 2015-16, ready to get underway here in the tri-state area on the campus of LMU. And boy, we got a lot to talk about, as we always do. There's just so much going on the LMU campus, but when you throw athletics in there, there's just a multitude of different things to talk about. And tonight we've got LMU's new athletic director, Matt Green, is going to join us in studio. And we're going to talk exclusively with him tonight about his past in athletics, about how he came to Lincoln Memorial University, and what's in the future in terms of LMU athletics. That's all coming up. Now, we also need to tell you that, there's some new looks going on campus. If you haven't been on campus lately, you need to take a look yourself, drive on and drive around campus, see it all. But there's also a new look on the LMU Athletics website. You can always pull that up, www.lmurailsplitters.com. We're going to take this break, and we'll be back to talk with Matt Green, LMU's new AD, right after this.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrigan and Middlesboro has your fresh interest at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner you're after, choose from a wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches that are all made specifically to order. Serving a crowd, Subway also has sandwich planners, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Be it dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. 368 Catawba Avenue in Harrigan and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro. If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street Northeast, Knoxville.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. As promised, our guest tonight is Matt Green, LMU's new athletics director. And we want to welcome you to the studio, first of all, Matt.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Welcome to Lincoln Memorial as well. Matt, I've been around LMU a long time. As a campus rat, I think I ran through the buildings and probably aggravated every employee on this campus for quite a while. But I've been around the university for a long, long time, and I could probably count on one hand how many athletic directors we've had at this institution in my memory. You're the latest addition to the athletics department and to the LMU family, and obviously this has been kind of a whirlwind. I think we had somewhere around 125 applicants. You were the best and the cream of the crop. And how did you first become interested in this particular position?
Well, I got a call about the opening here at Lincoln Memorial, and I was somewhat familiar with LMU, but had the chance to research a little bit, talk to some people, and people were very excited about this university and the possibilities and the direction that this university was headed, especially the athletic department. And so I was fortunate enough to get an interview, and I guess the rest is history. I had a great time during the interview process, had the chance to sit down with the coaching staff, also had the chance to sit down with some board members and obviously our administration, and it was just a great experience for me.
Now, while this is your first head athletic director position, I mean, you have a pretty good track record in athletics in terms of not only associate or assistant athletic director, but when you've been in sports information, you know what athletics is all about.
That's right. I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of responsibilities in athletics, and I think it's prepared me well for this position. Shorter was a great place for me where I'm coming from. I was able, as you mentioned, to work in sports information for a little bit. I was an associate AD, worked in compliance, so got a broad range of experiences, and I hope to bring those experiences here.
Let's go back a little bit further than that and talk about how you got into collegiate athletics. Obviously, if you played college sports, I say obviously, but more than likely you played high school sports. So let's go back to that and tell us a little bit about your background in athletics.
Wow, well, growing up, I tried to play a little bit of everything. Growing up, I was a football, basketball player, played a little bit of tennis, got out, played a little bit of golf here and there, but really focused on basketball as I got into high school. Was fortunate to get an opportunity to play at Dartmouth College my freshman year, and that was a great experience for me. Transferred back to Hampden-Sydney College, Division III school in Virginia, where I really enjoyed the opportunity to compete at a high level, at the Division III level. We won a conference championship my senior year. I had a great coaching staff that mentored me throughout, great teammates. And then once my playing career was over, I was able to stay on at Hampden-Sydney in the sports information department, and that was a good first job for me.
When you made the decision to stay on in sports information, I've always said that for a guy who, like myself, maybe like yourself, isn't really doesn't have the ability or the talent maybe to go on to the next level, the professional level, to work in sports information and be around the collegiate game every day. I mean, to me, that's the next best thing.
It is. Two things. I love to compete, and I love to be a part of a team. And so I'm fortunate to be in athletic administration because I continue to be able to compete and be the part of a team. And so I think Lincoln Memorial, the athletic department, has a great team, a great group of coaches, great group of student athletes. You've worked with them for longer than I have, and you know the caliber of student athlete and coach that we have. And so for me, this is exciting to be a part of such a great team at LMU.
Now, when you made the decision to go into the sports information field, was it your intent later on to move up into athletic administration and ultimately as an athletic director at an institution?
Honestly, I think as many of our students probably find themselves in the situation, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Sports information was a great opportunity, again, for me to stay involved in athletics and be a part of a team. But I think as I progressed and I got to shorter and I learned a little bit more about administration, wore a few different hats, I kind of figured out that that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to have the opportunity, again, to serve coaches, to serve student athletes, to figure out ways to put them in the position to be successful. And that's where we've been headed.
Shorter is an institution down in Georgia that has a proven history of having quality athletics, and having had the opportunity to move up into, let's call it the upper administration of the athletics department, obviously that feather in your cap, along with your track record as an athlete in sports information, was probably a huge factor in the decision to hire you as a new athletic director.
I think so, and I really think that the opportunity at Shorter to go through the NCAA Division II process helped. You have to have a wide range of experiences when you're going through that process. You have to bring an entire campus together to make a philosophical change when you're going from NAI to Division II. So you have to be able to work with different groups on campus, admissions, financial aid, the registrar, the president. So you've got to build relationships on campus but also off campus to build support. So again, I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. It was a 3-year process. It was a long process, but it was very valuable as well.
As multifaceted as that job is, I mean, that's not the only experience that I understand you had. You have some experience in an area that is just vital to the success of an athletics program, and that's in the compliance eligibility type area.
It's huge. Compliance is big, especially this day and age. There's much more attention given to that department. And so we've got Mike Smith, who's been here for years, and he is an outstanding compliance officer. He's an outstanding athletic administrator. I'm fortunate to be able to work with him and have him on my team. To know that part of the athletic department is taken care of, that it's in good hands, is very valuable.
All right, so you go from Shorter, you're told that you are hired as athletic director here. You had some obligations, I think, over in Germany before you could come here, and then it was back and forth in terms of the move and so forth. How easy was it with the family? How easy was it with the wife to make this move to Harrogate, Tennessee?
Well, she's great. She's so supportive, and she was so excited throughout the whole process. Obviously, she didn't get a chance to come up here during the interview. And so the first time that she got here was my first day on the job. And so, she's fallen in love with Harrogate. She's fallen in love with Cumberland Gap. She spends all of her time down there at the coffee houses and the little shops, and she absolutely loves it. So she's been very, very, very supportive, and I'm lucky to have her on board.
Basically coming in late August, or late July, early August, it's kind of been a situation where you've had to hit the ground running. What's been the toughest thing for you so far to become acclimated to?
I think it's just making sure I'm taking care of everybody's needs. Obviously I'm here to serve the coaches, and so I want to take as much time as I can with them one-on-one and collectively as well. But it's also spending that time that's necessary to get out into the campus community, out into the Harrogate community, trying to get into Knoxville a little bit, just meet some people. So I want to make sure I give everybody as much time as they need, as much time as I can give.
First time being in charge of everything, first time for this Division II program with now 17 sports that are NCAA eligible. Has it been overwhelming for you at all?
No, it's been exciting. Again, work with great people, very supportive people. Lisa Jones, our administrative assistant scheduling coordinator, she's been outstanding. I mentioned Mike Smith already. Those two really held the department together during that transition period. While I was in Europe, making my way here, they kept me informed, they communicated very well. The coaches have been just incredible. I've had the chance to sit down with all of them and talk individually, and so it's just been a great process. It's been enjoyable.
I got to ask, having a basketball background on the collegiate level, was coming to Lincoln Memorial University as athletic director when the position was offered to you, was that a factor in that LMU's marquee sport is essentially men's basketball then down the line?
It doesn't hurt, and when you walk into Tex Turner Arena, you can't help but have your breath taken away. It's a beautiful place to play, a beautiful venue. Obviously, the basketball program has been very successful here. But when I looked at it, I saw it as an overall successful program. I think that the ceiling is high for Lincoln Memorial. I think that some changes are being put in place, the facilities that are being put in place that are really going to help us take LMU to the next level. So basketball definitely attractive, but I think every program that we have here was attractive.
From a residential standpoint, have you managed to get moved in and get settled into where you're staying now?
Well, we're at the University Inn right now, still looking for a house. Hopefully we can close on one soon, but the University Inn is a fantastic facility, and we're thankful to have the opportunity to be there. It's really helped the adjustment process, the transition process, so we're just thankful for that chance.
Well, we can, if worst comes to worst, we can always put you up for a while with Coach Schertz. His house is plenty big enough.
That's what I hear.
All right, we got a lot more to talk about with Matt Green in terms of what's in store for the future for Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. We're going to start with the 2015 fall season, which is literally just days away. And I know that all the fall sports are gearing up for their first outings, most of which will be on the road, but we do have some home matches coming up soon. We'll take this break and be back with more here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Established in 1982, Dixie Roofing Incorporated of La Follette has been the industry's leader in commercial roofing throughout Knoxville, Tennessee, and surrounding counties for more than 30 years. From medical facilities to office buildings and educational institutions, Dixie Roofing has the experience, expertise, equipment, and know-how to handle roofing needs of any commercial structure, big or small. Dixie Roofing is also on the web at www.dixieroofing.com. Dixie Roofing Incorporated.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
The LMU Sports Network gets cranked up soon. Our first broadcast of the season is September 11th in the Mary E. Mars Gymnasium. Jenny Michael and her 2015 LMU Volleyball Lady Railsplitters will be at home in that particular event. And then, of course, a little bit later on, I think somewhere around 16th or 19th, we'll have Heliodana and the LMU men's and women's soccer teams playing their first home event of the season. Matt, obviously, as we've said, 17 sports now that are NCAA Division II eligible. That's a lot to deal with from an athletic director's standpoint, but if you drive on campus and you're an outsider, and I say an outsider, a community resident, you see out front where there's something that's starting to take shape that looks a lot like a track and field. You go over to the golf range, there's a new golf facility there for the driving range and the golf program. You come back onto campus, and I know that the soccer field, the baseball fields are looking exceptional, and there's changes in the future for the men's basketball and women's basketball facility in the Tex Turner Arena.
A lot of things going on. That's another attractive thing about Lincoln Memorial. There's always something being built. There's always an idea floating around. And so for an athletic director, it's exciting to, like you said, pull on campus, see that track facility shaping up. I know Coach Muncie is really, really excited about his golf facility that should be finishing up in the next couple weeks. We've got a lacrosse facility planned, being built, the indoor tennis facility, so a lot going on, a lot for our student athletes and coaches to look forward to.
I'm glad you brought up the lacrosse facility and the tennis facility, and I want to kind of squash a rumor that's kind of going around the tri-state area. There is no truth to this whatsoever, and I think that you'll probably back me on this. There have been people in the area that thought maybe the Harrogate City Park was being taken away from them. That is not the case. The lacrosse field will be housed in the open grass area. I know they're going to possibly in the future build some grandstands, dressing rooms, locker rooms, etc. For the various teams. Indoor tennis facility over around where the parking area and the horseshoe pits used to be. At the old Harrogate City Park, but in no way, form, or fashion is this being taken away from the residents of the Harrogate and tri-state area.
Not at all, not at all. And if anything, we want to be more welcoming to the community and again, provide any opportunity that we can to bring the community onto our campus. It's a beautiful campus, and we want to be able to share it. So any facility that we build, we want to be sure that the community is welcome as well.
Absolutely, and if you have seen, the grounds crew does a great job over there in keeping that a very clean and safe environment for your kids and for you to enjoy. So come on out, watch the progress here on campus. It doesn't limit you just to the Harrogate City Park. We'd love to have you come through campus, and if you have questions, hey, just stop and ask somebody. If you see somebody wearing a university badge, or if you see some face that you know from maybe the Railsplitter Athletics Report or the athletics department, ask them. They'll be glad to talk with you about it. All right, let's talk about some of the things that you as the new athletic director at Lincoln Memorial see as things that need to be addressed in the future, some goals that you would like to see for this program that can be realistically achieved, and we won't pin you down to a time frame or anything like that, but just some ideas that maybe you've got on the table, some topics.
Well, overall, we just want to be the ultimate destination for the Division II student athlete, and I think we have the capability, the resources to do that, and I think it's all encompassing. It's not just athletic performance, but can we provide the best possible student athlete experience for the kids that we bring on campus? And it starts with academics. We had a great year academically last year. 3.1 overall, student athlete GPA is outstanding, 95 student athletes on the SAC Commissioner Honor Roll. That was a school record. So we want to continue those type of trends. We want to provide the support necessary for our student athletes to continue to excel academically, not only while they're here, but to be great members of society once they leave Lincoln Memorial. We want to prepare them for the future. You mentioned the community engagement aspect. I think it's important that we continue to get out into the community, Harrogate, the surrounding communities, into Knoxville, that we not only promote the Lincoln Memorial brand, but that we invite people onto campus to be a part of what we're building. We want people to be a part of this. We want people to be emotionally invested in what we're doing at Lincoln Memorial, and we're going to try to continue to figure out ways that we can better promote our community engagement, get out and welcome the community onto campus. And then finally, the athletic part. We want to be consistently competing for championships, not only at the conference level, but the regional level. We want to be representing this region on the national stage. And it starts with expectation. Everybody's at a different level right now. We've got some brand new programs, like you mentioned. We've got some that have a tradition of success. At the end of the day, we want everybody to be competing at the highest level, be playing games at the end of the year that matter, competing for conference championships and regional championships.
You brought up a great point, and I want to touch further on that a little bit. While you're new here at Lincoln Memorial University, you're not new to college athletics, and you're certainly not new to NCAA Division II athletics. There's a misconception by those out there that feel that student athletes they go to college and their primary focus, their main focus is athletics. There's so much more that, especially the Division II push, really tries to institute with these athletes. They want you to be involved with community and civic and fraternal organizations. They focus heavily on academics. That's first and foremost. That's your future. That is your future. Athletics is a tool or a vehicle to get to your future, but at the same time, these kids want to play the sport that they've loved so much and excelled in and take it to the next level while they can, because those years will be gone soon.
That's right. Student athletes are highly motivated, highly focused individuals. And I think if you look across the country, student athletes graduate at a higher rate than non-athletes. And I think there's reason behind that. So again, athletics is a great vehicle, like you mentioned. I think athletics also provides students opportunities to go to college that may not have had those opportunities otherwise. And so athletics can be used for so many things, but I think it's a great tool to ensure academic excellence, and I think we've seen that here at Lincoln Memorial.
How focused do you see this administration on being set on trying to help its student athletes graduate? In years past, let's go back decades, a lot of coaches would exhaust a student athlete's athletic eligibility, and from that point on, and I'm not trying to be mean, that individual would become meat. They just raw meat. Now, Josh Schertz in particular has been instrumental in helping to get implemented a program for postgraduate studies to help these individuals maybe take a fifth year to finish that degree.
Yeah, the fifth year program has been a great addition, I know, to Lincoln Memorial, and I've gotten no sense that this administration wants to treat student athletes any different than the regular student. I think the goal is graduation. You know, that was spoken about a lot during the orientation a couple of weeks ago, and we want to make sure that we're recruiting tremendous students, tremendous student athletes, but we want to again provide them the opportunity and the support necessary so that they succeed. You know, when they succeed, it's a good thing for Lincoln Memorial, so we want to prepare them as much as we can, help them along the way, give them all the opportunity we can.
To clarify that point, again, I wasn't implying that LMU had viewed those individuals as a piece of meat, but by and large, the NCAA, NAIA, junior college, a lot of coaches throughout history have exhausted athletic eligibility and done nothing to help the student athlete finish that degree, and that's a tragedy. But I think that more coaches now, more athletic directors, more administrations are focused on, hey, let's graduate this kid, and I think that says a lot in a very positive manner about the institution itself.
Well, if you look at Division II and what they value, they value something called life in the balance. You mentioned it earlier. They want the student athletes not only to compete at the highest level on the field or on the court, but they want them to be involved in extracurricular activities, in clubs and organizations. They want them to excel in the classroom. They want them to get out and engage the community. That's a big focus of NCAA Division II. That's why I like Division II. It's a model that ensures the overall success of a student athlete.
Well, without a doubt, there's so many different things that the NCAA Division II is trying to do to differentiate their level of competition and what they have to offer from NCAA Division I and from non-scholarship NCAA Division III, non-athletic scholarship. What are some things that you're looking forward to here in the next few weeks? We've got about a minute left.
Well, like I said, I'm a competitor, so I love getting out, watching our kids compete. That just brings a sense of joy to me, makes me feel like I'm back in the action. So I'm looking forward to the games getting started, looking forward to going on the road and watching our teams compete on the road, getting to know the South Atlantic Conference a little bit, a new landscape for me, but an exciting one. And so once these games start, you'll see me in the stands. I'll be there as close as I can get to the action.
Matt, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, Rusty.
Matt Green, our new athletics director. If you see him out, folks, if you're a fan, if you're a parent, if you're an employee, student athlete, walk up to him, introduce yourself. He'd love to meet you and get to know you and hopefully you'll see him at one of the LMU athletic events very soon. We got to have you here as well. We'll take this break and we'll be back to close out the show on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Join the Vive Broadband TV revolution. Vive gives you the freedom to choose with loads of new channels like Up TV, The Hub, The Blaze, and Cubo. Vive's Watch TV Everywhere feature gives you the freedom to watch participating channels just about anywhere, anytime, on any device. And Vive Broadband Speed gives you the freedom to power internet TV services like Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Join the TV revolution at vivebroadband.com.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
We're off and running. The 2015-16 season now officially underway with our first Railsplitter Athletics Report nearly behind us. As I said, our first home event is going to be the 11th of September, LMU Volleyball at the Mary E. Mars Gymnasium. We'll have full coverage of that event, both online and, of course, on our various stations that are on the LMU Sports Network. And, of course, we'll be on next Thursday evening with our second edition of the Railsplitter Athletics Report for the year. And we'll be talking with some of the fall coaches about their upcoming seasons as they get cranked up for the 2015 campaign. I want to remind you as well that you can always pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. You'll find all the latest scores, facts, statistics, player profiles, rosters, schedules, photographs, videos, and much, much more. And what a great job that Scott Erland and, of course, Bill Porter do down there in the LMU Sports Information Office with putting that whole group of information together. Just so much information. It's the #1 hit website on the LMU network. So without a doubt, they do a fine job. Folks, unfortunately, I hate to say that Lincoln Memorial University lost one of its all-time greats this past week. Lamar Hennon, a former Railsplitter baseball player and member of the LMU Athletes Hall of Fame, as well as a board member, died at his home in Dalton, Georgia on Wednesday. And with that, we close out the show. So long, Lamar Hennon.